What was that?
What?
I said play our intro. We have an intro.
Oh, I played the wrong one.
You played the one from 62 years ago. Welcome back. What's up, Blood Fam? I'm here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I just got jump scared by Papa Blood because I haven't seen that intro clip in like 4 years.
It's nostalgic.
I didn't feel nostalgia. I felt scared.
You said it. You said it really let us in good. So let's go.
That's not what I meant.
Okay. I know.
Everybody's freaking out. Everybody's freaking out. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm breathing. I'm ready for football season. Breathing and season don't rhyme, but today we're going to pretend like it does. Also, before we get started, everybody, you know the drill. Hydrate before you dehydrate. I don't think he knew what I was about to say because he was not prepared for that. He's drinking a Monster. All right, we're so back. Just kidding. I have water, but I also have strawberry lemonade because I'm not a monster like him. Anyway, welcome back. Missed you guys. It's happy to be here. It's happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. We're happy to be here. And yeah. What you got, Papa Blood?
I mean, your absenteeism has been a while, and it's just nice to hear you chatting and everybody coming back to see you. I'm just kind of soaking it up, getting ready to hear what's next out of your mouth.
This is it right here. This is the comment. Football season has never been more back. Why is your Gmail just scrolling across the screen right now?
Oh, because it was set there before. I'll switch it. There you go.
We don't need take that off. All right. Before we get started, because you guys all know what we're here to do. We're here. It's day one of the NFL season. Obviously, we're gonna make our picks, our predictions, and all of our comments that nobody wants, but they're gonna get anyway. And I mean that from me. You know, he makes pretty reasonable comments, but make sure if you want to, if you haven't yet, or even if you have, to join our CBS Pick'em group. The link should be in the description.
I think it is.
I think I put it in the description. If it's not, I'll drop it in the chat. Yeah, it's in the description, so join it. If you've already joined it and you haven't made your picks yet, you can use that link to get back to it if you don't remember how to get back to it. And like I said, if you're new, you can join that. We'll bring the group together and try to figure out what our grand prize is going to be for winning this year. If you guys manage to beat me, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm not playing. I'm not playing around this year.
Not playing around. Locked in. You heard it here first.
Adam also dropped the link right here. Thank you, Adam. But yeah, so make sure you join that. It's going to be fun. We've got a lot of new people in there this year already. Some old, some new, but we've got a pretty big group of people in there. And I will make sure each and every week to remind you guys to set your lineups one way or not set your lineups, make your picks one way or another. And yeah, also there's the kitty. Let's put you full screen. Kitty's making his first appearance of the year. He's looking a little scraggly right now. But don't show off his scraggle. What is wrong with you? Yes, I did. Sportscat said I'm going to the Chiefs-Jags game in a few weeks. You know what? You guys honestly might win that game because the AFC South is our Achilles heel in the regular season.
That is a good topic of conversation when talking about your Chiefs.
I talk about it every year. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Lindsay? Sportscat, Adam, Craig, Chris. He changed his name to Christopher. Rick. And also Pizzle, if you're still in here. Also, I don't know your real name. I'm sure he does, but Red Rubber Duck again. But appreciate you all being here. So let's what do you say we do the damn thing?
Let's do the damn thing.
All right. Well, tonight, starting off, the Super Bowl champions host Thursday Night Football against the Cowboys. You can just call me Duck for short. No, I'm calling you Red Rubber Duck for short. We'll just drop the gin. But I love your name. Like, I also love this little logo you got here too. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
I appreciate you being here. But we got the Eagles hosting the Cowboys. Language. There's children in the chat. No bad language, Shane. That means
What did I say?
That means I can still say what I want. I'm gonna go first here. Obviously, you guys are expecting me to be extremely salty about the Super Bowl loss. I'm not salty about the Super Bowl loss. I just hate the Eagles. And the funniest possible scenario in week 1 is the Cowboys losing Micah Parsons going into Philadelphia and winning. It's a divisional game, so it's either going to be a blowout or stupid close for no reason that nobody understands. And like, I don't really know who the Cowboys are right now. We all know who the Eagles are. I'm going to take the Eagles to win. I'm going to root for the Cowboys because that would be the funniest upset of all time. But we all just know that's not going to happen, right? Like,
I mean, that's probably as good of an analogy as I could have got from you starting out the season. So first and foremost, I'm not a big person that's against Dallas trading Micah Parsons. They ranked almost last in just about every statistical category last year except for sacks. Whether that was his fault or not, or Mike Zimmer's, I don't know. But I think Alex is correct. They traded him away. They got some good return. Kenny Clark to fill up the middle. They're going to be better against the run. However, I think they only scored 13 points last year against the Eagles to their like 75 or something like that. I don't even think we're going to have a game tonight, and that is exactly why we're not doing Thursday Night Football tonight. I will take the Eagles going away.
Yeah, and like other than that one year the Rams won the Super Bowl, typically the Super Bowl and the Chiefs against the Lions. My brain is still that far back, but like, usually the Super Bowl winners during their banner drop win week 1. And Eagles, I think, still might be built to be one of the best teams in the league. We're not going to have the debate about Jalen Hurts right now. You can say what you want about him. We'll save that debate for another day. But the team-wise, because it's a team sport, they're still built to win. And the Cowboys are built to do their best right now. And they'll figure it out as they go. But yeah, this one was probably the easiest pick of the week. And but that upset would hit so different. Like moving on to go ahead.
I said if Dallas wins tonight, I'll be on later to laugh about it for sure.
Oh, it'll be the one time all year I'll be excited about the Cowboys doing something.
Heck yeah. What's up, Eric?
Moving on to Friday Night Football, which is tomorrow. We've got the Chiefs and the Chargers traveling, our first international game of the year, to Brazil. This is technically a Chargers home game. But we all know the Chargers don't get home games, so it does not even matter. Listen, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I'm not happy about the Chiefs traveling to Brazil after what happened last year with the Eagles and the Packers, and I didn't really want them to go. I'm going to take the Chiefs, 1, because, yes, I'm biased, and 2, I think the Chiefs know how to respond to getting slapped in the mouth, and that Super Bowl loss was exactly that. So I think they're ready. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to play a good team football, but I'm not going to discredit the Chargers. The difference in this game for me is the fact that the Chargers have a really banged up O-line right now, and I'll give Justin Herbert credit. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think this defensive line that the Chiefs have been building and just the defense in general is going to be just a little bit too much start the year.
Yeah, so a couple things about this game. Playing in Brazil is probably closer to a home game for the Chargers than playing in LA, to be honest. They don't really have home crowd support. I think that's why they chose to give up a home game going to Brazil. This has been the most quiet offseason that I've seen that the Chiefs have had in a long time. And they were 15-2 last year. Let's not forget that they went to the Super Bowl. They got hit by a buzzsaw in the Super Bowl by the Eagles. And I think they got a little chip on their shoulder and something to prove this year. I think it starts week 1. Go ahead and give me the Chiefs in Brazil.
Man, we're 2 for 2 starting the year off like the same, and that's just I understand the matchups. I do, but I don't usually start this on par with you this early in the year or ever.
Or ever.
All right, to our first Sunday afternoon matchup. We've got a NFC South divisional matchup. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and I feel like you're gonna have a lot more to say about this one. So I'm gonna give you your time and space, and I'm gonna go and get mine. Mine is a little bit more short and sweet. I think the Falcons are capable of winning this game. I'll say that, but I'm going to take the road team. I'm going to take Tampa. I feel like they built something special last year, and their season kind of ended in a really upset fashion. And just like the Chiefs, I think they have something they're ready for. And I think they're gonna get a. I think it'll be close, but Michael Penix is, I believe, QB1, and he's still got a little bit of kinks to work out, and Baker's ready. And so I think this will be a interesting game, but I'm going to take the road team to go into Atlanta, which is not easy to do, and get a win in week 1.
Well, for the first time in 2025, 2026, I am going to have to adamantly disagree.
I know.
Not that I think that Penix is that ready, but I think with the draft picks for Atlanta, bolstering the pass rush this year with 2 first-round picks, then they got excellent ball players that I would love to have either of them. And just going back to recent history, I always start the year looking at last year, and Atlanta won both games against Tampa last year, Baker or not. I'm just going to stick with that running game of Atlanta. I have faith in Raheem Morris's team, and I think the Falcons are going to start the season out with the dub. Give me the Falcons.
I really did have a tough time with that one because I looked at the same things that you looked at, and I know that no matter how good or bad this Atlanta team ever is, it's hard to go into Atlanta and play. Like,
Divisional game, man.
Especially a divisional game, but like we saw good teams last year lose to a rocky Falcons team going into Atlanta. I mean, San Francisco lost to Atlanta last year. I understand that they were banged up, but they were still a good football team, There was a lot of wins Atlanta got that people didn't think they should have won. And, so it matters, but I feel like I'm okay with splitting with you on this one. Like, I'm okay with it because I think either team can win. If that makes sense. I mean, either team can win any game, any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I don't know. I think it'll be a good game.
I'm ready for it.
It might be ugly, but I mean good as in close. Up next, we've got your Cincinnati Bengals heading to your favorite place in the world to play in Cleveland, Ohio, to take on the Cleveland Browns. I don't even have anything to say about them. I give me the Bengals. I think they do it. I think they're ready. If if you say anything else, like, you already know what these people are gonna do to you. But
Yeah, well,
every year I pick the Browns to beat the Bengals in Cleveland, and almost every year I'm correct. But this year I'm gonna go on a whim and say I think they're ready starting. They're not going to start their season in week 4 this year. I think they're actually preparing to start their season in week 1. And this Bengals team can beat anybody. They can outscore anybody and most anybody. And so I think I like them in this matchup here.
I think that's the key point. Um, playing your starters in the preseason to let them get acclimated to game time football is very important, in my opinion. I think that no matter how big a superstars you got, your quarterback needs reps to get going. I think this will be the season that they start better. They can't afford to go 0-2, 2-4, whatever the hell they've done the last few years, because at the end of the season, those 2 losses at the beginning have cost them playoff berths 2 years in a row. So, with that being said, do I think Cleveland's a bad team? I don't. I just think that Joe Flacco leading the Browns with really a kind of a lackluster set of position players right now. Other than Njoku, honestly, I mean, they really don't have a bona fide superstar. No Nick Chubb. There's a lot of question marks on offense, so I don't think they can outscore Cincinnati. It doesn't matter if Cincinnati's defense is good or bad. I think there's going to be some turnover problems. And you know what? And I'll say this a little later when we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Over 40 is over 40, and your body's not getting any better. Even though Rodgers played okay at the end of the season last year, I don't think he's the Aaron Rodgers of old. Same thing with Joe Flacco. Give me the Bengals on the road. Please and please and please let them win.
I don't know why that was so funny. I feel like the Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco comparison is close, but not the same, because Aaron Rodgers did pop his Achilles. And Joe's been just chilling at home.
Taking naps on the sideline.
He's taking naps on the sideline. He's well rested, and his body is not nearly as torn up as some of these other older guys that are still in the league. Your point's all still valid. Everything you said is still correct, but Aaron Rodgers started slow last year because he was playing scared.
Yeah, there wasn't much backing him up on that O-line either, so.
Oh, trust me, I know. I watched Zach Wilson for like 4 years there. I know. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I hope the Bengals get a week 1 win. If the Browns happen to win this game, it feels like it's their Super Bowl in week 1. I know we got a few Browns fans around here, but realistically they can't be expecting too much, right? Zach Wilson does not suck. We're not starting the year this way, Adam.
Are we already to the Dolphins game? Yeah, we are.
We are, speaking of. Next up, we've got the Dolphins traveling to Indianapolis. The Colts haven't won a week 1 game in 18 years, so make it 19. Give me the Dolphins. Even with Tua, both of these teams are kind of interesting in the AFC right now. Interesting in the bottom half of, I think both of them have potential to do stuff. Just 2 seasons ago, Miami was like the highest scoring offense. And the Colts just have a lot of question marks as well. I feel like this is a good opportunity for the Colts to finally get a week 1 win. But I'm going to take the Dolphins with Tua, not Zach Wilson. Yeah, you said it's warm out, so the Dolphins win. But this is also even if it was cold, they would have the building closed, so it would still be warm. No matter what point in the season this game was played, I think I would still take the Dolphins.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised at that because, in all honesty, I think the Colts are stability at quarterback away from contending for a playoff spot. Daniel Jones does give them a little bit of stability between him and Anthony Richardson. Let's hope they can put together one whole season for it as a quarterback, because they both do have injury problems. But I'm super stoked to see the new rookie tight end, Tyler Warren. Jonathan Taylor getting back into his groove. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr. I see a lot of really, really good pieces. Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell. I think they got the guys on the outside, the key position players. And let's face it, Miami looks like they're in rebuild mode. They traded away some of their best tight end, their best safety. They might be the main reason that Pittsburgh contends this year, getting rid of Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. I think Miami's in rebuild mode. I think they're in tank mode. F the Dolphins. Give me the Colts.
I can't say F the Dolphins because Zach Wilson's there, but
F the Dolphins for week 1 at least.
I think the Colts are cursed. And they haven't taken the correct steps to break that curse yet. If they do it, I won't be surprised, right? Like, if they win week 1, I won't be surprised because, like you said, they do have a really solid team. But Miami's also a few things going right this year from being a wild card spot too. Like, I'm expecting the bottom of the totem pole with them, but also they have the capability, the scoring positions to be just a few things going the right way into the playoffs. And so these teams are not that far apart, in my opinion. Do I think the Colts might have a better defense right now? 100%. But I just think, I don't know. I just don't trust the Colts in week 1. And
Fair.
I've already put my gambling money on the Bengals going to Cleveland, so I don't have any extra money to bet on the Colts getting their first week 1 win in almost 2 decades. So like, I gotta disperse where it sees fit and give me Miami, and I'm gonna back myself on that until it happens. So that's what I have to say. Moving on to honestly one of the actual hardest game of the week for me to pick. This is Carolina going to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. I'm gonna let you go first. I just want to hear what you have to say. I already made up my mind, and I'm not content with either answer. So I just want to hear what you have to say.
Wow. So, I mean, in all honesty, things that I'm really excited about in this game, uh, both teams both teams have a lot of potential. Carolina is on an uptick, I think. So I called this game a pick 'em. I actually said today at work that I think that this might be the most competitive week 1 game that we're going to have. I have not lost faith in Trevor Lawrence. Oh, yes, the battle of 95. I have not lost the faith in Trevor Lawrence. I think he's got all of what he needs to win this game. I love Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne out of the backfield. And, Brian Thomas Jr. proved himself to be a stud. And what are we going to get with Travis Hunter? Now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and say that Carolina's going to get blown out in this game, because I don't think that they are. This is one of those games where I'm just going with the home team. Give me the Jags to go 1-0.
That was literally where I got to. After I probably spent the most time thinking about this game.
Yeah.
And it came down to, I'm just going to go with the home team. So give me the Jags. Do I think Carolina could win this? Yeah, absolutely, because they put a lot of spark together last season. And we knew we were gonna finally see something out of Bryce Young, some progression. I think Andy Dalton attributes a lot to that. Whether Andy Dalton haters out there want to believe it or not, I think that the coaching decision to bench Bryce, let Andy take over, I think all of that together, I really feel like it truly helped him in his NFL career. He's a really humble guy, and I'm starting to like him a lot more than when he first entered the league. When he first entered the league, I didn't care. Honestly, I just didn't care. And then they shipped him off to Carolina, which at that time was just a bad team. And I'm like, they're gonna start him, and it's gonna be terrible, like because he's not ready. The team wasn't ready for him. But he's grown on me a lot, and I still think Trevor has a lot of potential. I don't trust that Jacksonville team at all. They've got a lot of good pieces. I don't trust them. Literally the reason they're getting this win is because they are the home team. If this was in Carolina, I'd be picking the Panthers right now, like plain and simple.
Can I have one more comment before you're done?
You can have as many comments as you need.
So I would much rather have Adam say "I told you so" than hear Sports Cat bitch.
I would rather get an "I told you so" from Adam. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I just want to go there.
I didn't say all that what he just said, but like I can accept an "I told you so" from Adam. I'll fuel Sports Cat's delusion for 1 week. But yeah, no, give me the Jags solely because they're at home. I'm glad you're on the same page with that one because it really was. Like, I didn't think a game like that would ever in my mind be tough to pick. Not because of the one team or the other. Like, I just didn't think it'd be that hard until I got to it. Moving on to the next, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders heading to New England to take on the New England Patriots. I will go first. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, look.
Okay, let me finish. I think the Raiders are going to show significant improvement from last season. I think Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, whatever, you want to say about Geno, but Pete Carroll, Geno, Brock Bowers in year 2, that defense is still good. Like, I think everything just gets a little bit better for them. But, Drake May and what they were building on last year, he, even in games they lost, he looked special for a rookie. In games they were losing, and the fight that this team showed to try to get themselves back in games, the things that Drake May was doing, like, it was impressive for a rookie to have so much poise. And I respect that a lot. And I think they drafted really well this year. And I just think they're going to be like a sleeper Cinderella team this season. There's no way they lose at home. If this had been a divisional game, I might have been a little torn on it. But this was one of the few non-divisional week 1 games, and so it made this a little bit easier for me that they're playing. It is in their conference, but they're playing a non-divisional game. I think they get a week 1 win at home.
Yeah, I gotta say that you and we're on the same page yet again. Drake May going into year 2, a very stable coaching staff now, mind you. Last year was a holdout year. Poor Burden's down there. I think
I'm giving the Raiders credit. All right, I'm still giving them credit.
Listen, Drake May stepping up with a guy like, first year for Steph Diggs in their system there, I think is going to do a world of good for Drake May.
Look what it did for Josh Allen.
What did Travion Henderson and him and the other running back, Ramondre Stevenson, are going to be a very nice 1-2 punch out of the backfield. Will Campbell, the tackle that they drafted this year, is an absolute nightmare stud. The receivers are all really good. Mac Hollins is a really good receiver, kind of sitting in that 3 spot. I just see a lot of things that really look good for the Patriots.
I don't like saying it either, okay?
Yeah,
but I can't deny it.
I just puked a little, and but the thing of it is that this is how you rebuild a roster and they still have some money to spend if they need to. So they've got everything they need. Hunter Henry's another good addition. Christian Gonzalez, Kyle Duggar. There's a lot of really talented players on there. And I just feel like the Raiders on the road are going to struggle a little bit. But do I think the Raiders are better? I don't think they could be a lot worse than last year. I really like this Patriots team. I'm going to say it, and it's just hard for me to do, but give me New England at home.
I just like if this had been a later in the season game, maybe I question it a little bit, but I just feel like the Raiders have this thing of shocking people in week 1. So, I think this could be one of the games of the week, right? Like I really feel that way. I feel like this is going to be a great matchup for two relatively new teams. Like, and they both got great pieces. This feels like a you have to take the home team situation, because if New England was traveling to Vegas for this game, I might feel a little differently.
Oh yeah, I think I would probably favor the Raiders at home, to be honest.
I think I might too. Like thinking about it, I never approached it from that side because I don't have to, but you know, I just feel like this is going to be one of the better games, and people aren't talking about this game quite as much.
Well, the last part about that is that, and the one thing that we didn't get to discuss, I did say the coaching staff, but Vrabel is not going to go out there and lose games. Vrabel is going to go out there and have a game plan that's competitive to win. Mike Vrabel should have never been let go in Tennessee. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there, but he's a quality head coach, and I think he might be the difference maker in New England.
I think so too. Chris said the switch up is crazy. No, I still hate them. Like that hate will never go away. I spent 20 years of my life getting the shit beat out of me by them. Like it's not going away. I won't forget it. But I can't deny what they're doing right now.
I'm with you.
And I'm just trying to keep it real.
Enjoy it, Chris, while it lasts.
No. Once they start winning games, I'll just get mad again. And then we'll be back to square one. But, I'll give props where props is due. That was 10 years ago. It wasn't quite 10 years ago, but you've only been a fan for like 3.5, so it doesn't even matter. Moving on to the next. This is probably my least interested game of the week. We've got Arizona traveling to New Orleans. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I think New Orleans is probably my pick for the number 1 overall draft pick. They lost more than they gained in this offseason. And so give me Arizona. Like I just don't have anything to say about it. Like I think Arizona's going to be a step ahead of where they were last year. Like I'm not going to say they're going to be great, but I think they're going to be ahead of where they were last year. And I think New Orleans somehow managed to go backwards a few steps. And to give me Arizona. Like if New Orleans gets a win at home, I won't be surprised just because it's week 1. But I just don't trust them.
I'm with you. New Orleans is an aging team. They lost their starting quarterback to retirement. They went through the draft. They did pick up a few players. They took Tyler Shook, but his practice and preseason games didn't look great. Does he look like he could be a quarterback in a year or two? Maybe so. But you got Spencer Rattler leading the group, and I don't think he won, but he may have won one game last year when he played, when he was in the big dance in regular season. And then you bring in the Cardinals going on the road. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan at all, but he is an adequate quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a really good wide receiver. Trey McBride makes the middle a very winnable place for the Cardinals. James Conner, excellent running back. And then they got some depth. They got some leadership on the defensive side. All things considered, Calais Campbell has been around the league so long that he's a big help on the defense for leadership. I just feel like
I forgot he
The
was here.
firepower is going to be there for the Cardinals, and they're going to get a road win to start the season.
Until I see the Saints in a regular season matchup where they look good, I can't bet on them yet. Like, I can't put any energy into them until they show me that they're capable of winning a football game. Preseason does not count. And I don't care what anybody looks like in preseason. Jamar Chase couldn't catch a football in his first preseason games. You remember that? And then just a year ago, he was a Triple Crown winner. And so, like, I don't care about the preseason. And I'll be real with you guys. I didn't watch any of it. Like, any preseason. I purposefully did not watch any of it because I didn't want any sort of opinions formulated on stuff that didn't matter. So once the Saints show me that there's anything worth betting on, maybe I will. But until then, Arizona was solid last year. And also, I like Arizona on the road better than I like them at home anyway.
I was going to say that too.
And they're one of them teams that I trust them more on the road than I do in Arizona. And I don't know why, but just 2 years ago they were like undefeated on the road. I don't know. So I feel pretty comfortable with. I don't have any doubts that Arizona will win this game, other than the fact it's week 1 and they could pretend to be way better than they are and get a home win. I don't know. I just don't see it. Moving on to the next, we've got an AFC matchup. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the New Jersey Jets. I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, this is another one. This is another one. Look, I think Pittsburgh got better in the offseason. I really do. I think I don't necessarily believe they're any better at quarterback, but they got a quarterback that they believe in a little bit more. They didn't show that they believed in Justin Fields or Russell Wilson last year by the way they played him, way they held them back from the offense. So I think Pittsburgh is in a better place. Do I love their backfield? Yes, I do. I love Caleb Johnson, their first running back that they took out of this. He's going to be a good complement to Warren, as the other guy's name that's there that I really like. DK Metcalf, what a nice receiver. They got rid of George Pickens, who I think might have been cancerous. I can't say that because I don't know for sure.
Yeah, but he's the meme lord.
I do think that Pittsburgh got better, but this is another one of those games where I think the one player in this game that feels like he's got something to prove is Justin Fields. And I think that with this new coaching staff, they're going to tailor it around his capabilities. Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson are awesome. Mason Taylor is a nice looking tight end. And then you got somebody on the back end like Sauce Gardner that can make Aaron Rodgers' day look like total horse poo. They're a little bit better on they're a little better on the offensive line, and their defense last year was third overall last year. I know Robert Zala had a lot to do with that, but I still think the Jets are going to be contenders, so they're going to be there playing at least week 1. Give me the Jets at home.
You said make Aaron Rodgers look like horse poo.
Well, Adam busts my balls for saying anything that resembles a cuss word, so because of the children in our chat.
I've been watching a lot of Beavis and Butthead lately.
Brain rot.
Listen, you said you took the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought you'd take the Steelers somehow, but yeah, I'm also going to take the Jets. And I got a few reasons. You touched on a lot of it, but tell me one quarterback that goes on the road and plays in New Jersey and plays well. Like, all the great quarterbacks suck there. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Like, everyone comes in there and they suck. And it's it's the field. It's cursed. But that gives an edge to the Jets at home, in my opinion. Also, you touched the defense. They didn't get worse. like, I got a new emblem too. What's up, Crafty? But and the other thing you touched was Justin Fields. I mean, these two quarterbacks just swapped homes, essentially. Aaron Rodgers doesn't care. Uh, but Justin Fields still has a career ahead of him. And he's got a lot to prove. You know, he wants that big contract. He's one of those quarterbacks that didn't get a big deal after his rookie year. He's got something to fight for, something he wants to earn his place, earn his stripes, and I think he's got the right mentality. I mean, he got shit on left and right in Chicago, and he was humble. And he just sat there, he took it, and he handled it with grace. And I respect that a lot cuz Chicago media is not easy. Going, to New York isn't any easier, but he's the right guy to handle that kind of criticism and turn it into, you know, his play, like apply it to his game. So I think, even in the Zach Wilson era, you guys beat up on me for talking about it, but they were starting to build a good team. The only issue was always the offensive line. And, Aaron Rodgers came in, same thing. Offensive line, but they continued to build everything else. And so it is a good football team that is grounded. And I think he comes in front of a home crowd and balls out and tries to plant his flag, and make his name known for more than just being the guy that got beat up in Chicago and thrown away by Mike Tomlin, And so I like that. I like that. And then Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's probably not he probably doesn't even wanna go back to that stadium at this point. He doesn't care, but they did upgrade at the wide receiver position, also their running back just got a new contract. Their defense is still good. They still have a Hall of Fame head coach. There's a lot of good there. They will always be at least a 500 team as long as that coach is there, so they're gonna win games. But, yeah, it's easy for me to take the Jets in this one.
Sweet.
Moving on to the next, which I'm honestly really actually, any time before now, I would not care about this game, but I'm intrigued by this game. We've got the Giants heading to Washington to take on the Commanders. You already know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Commanders. My boy, Jaden Daniels. We're going to see if he hits his sophomore slump, along with Drake May and, a couple other guys, too, that we haven't really talked about. We didn't talk about that, but I still have faith in Jaden Daniels. I still have faith in this Commanders team. But the Giants have made themselves interesting. They've got a 3 quarterback rotation that I don't even know who their starter is. Probably Russ, if I had to guess. But that I think they could put either of the 3 guys in there and still be a competitive team. Like, they could still stay in games. They're finally starting to move forward after Saquon, even though that was the worst mistake ever. But, I think I really feel like they're going to be in games all year, all season. Because if a quarterback goes down, they got 2 more. And that you can have a little bit of faith. And so I'm taking the Commanders at home, but the Giants are really good at beating the Commanders every year. So I'm going to leave that there.
Yeah, I do want to talk a little bit about the Giants. I think Malik Neighbors and Russell Wilson, the other little wide receiver, I can't think of his name right now. That duo was the highest. They got the most catches last year in the league for a tandem of the second most. And they didn't have anybody really getting them the ball that was worth 2 squirts of anything. So I like Russ in this offense. I think Russ is going to settle in and play well. If that team can actually run the ball, the Giants are going to be pretty competitive all season long. They're not going to be an easy out. But my gosh, I love Dan Quinn. I love Jaden Daniels.
Dan Quinn is such a dude.
He is such a dude. And then, and then he's got leaders on the field on the defensive side like Bobby Wagner and Von Miller. They may be aging players, but Marshawn Lattimore, that defense has gotten really good. I mean, it's a really good defense. And now they add Debo to go across from Terry McLaurin. I think Jaden Daniels has some extra weapons. If Chris Rodriguez can be the back with Austin Eckler, they've got the same chance to go right back to where they were last year. And I think the culture now in Washington is amazing. I can't help but want to root for these guys. So give me the Comanches at home.
Dude, I'm so excited to watch them play football this year. Like, Dan Quinn's energy on the sideline, like, everything. That team is special. Like, I really feel that. But, like I said, there's something special with the Giants right now, too. They might not be the best team in the league, but I do think there's someone to watch out for. They're just interesting. Okay, let's move on and just get this game over with because I really don't want to talk about it. And the things that I have to say, I don't even want to say, but I have to do it. We've got Tennessee heading to Denver. And listen, we got Cam Ward making his official NFL debut, heading to take on Bo Nix, another year 2 quarterback that we're on the lookout to see if they can beat the sophomore slump, which is a very common occurrence at this point. We see it a lot in young quarterbacks, especially ones that had great years like Bo Nix did last year. I will never, and I've stayed true to this every single year of It's in the Blood. I will never pick a rookie quarterback to get a week 1 win. And in doing so, I have to do something that I never, ever, ever want to do, but I have to stay true to myself. And I have to split myself in half one way or the other here. And I just don't think that Tennessee is ready to just come out and beat up on somebody just yet. I think they have the potential to get there if they build throughout the year to finish the season strong. But I don't think they're ready yet. And the way that Denver ended their season last year, they really came together and played well.
Come on, say it.
Dude, I feel sick. Like, I'm sweating and I feel like I got an elephant sitting on my chest.
Say it.
Cam Ward will not get a week 1 win. And it will be the one upset that I will root for the hardest all week. And I am going to take Denver to get a win at home.
Oh, she said it. She said it. She said it. I didn't think she was going to say it. I thought she was going to sit back and she was going to rationalize coming up with an excuse to make Tennessee look like a world beater to go into Denver and get the effing win. But she did not do that. She finally has matured just a little because she knows that this is a very unwinnable game for Tennessee right now. Let's be honest. Denver probably jumped the Chargers in the AFC West and they were only 1 game behind them. Bo Nix had a great rookie season with a great coach. You couple him with Cortland Sutton and now J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, and Evan Ingram in that offense. You can't tell me that Denver didn't get better. And you got guys like Patrick Surtain and Nick Benito and Dre Greenlaw in that defense. Look, we're not going to be – she's going to hate herself a lot this year because Denver's going to win quite a few games. This is not even a competitive game in the least. If you're looking for a game to pick a team against the spread here, pick the Broncos. They're gonna make a mockery out of this rookie quarterback. Don't that suck just for you to even hear that? I'm right.
I said it first.
Now, I know, but it's good. Not to mention, there's other guys. Marvin Mims is a good. Hufanga is now on that
When did you start riding Denver so hard? You need to settle down right now. Settle down. This is the most excited you've been the entire stream. Settle down.
I don't know. Your agony makes me smile, I guess. I don't know. Your sports agony just made me feel a little bit better about my day.
I hate it here. At the end of the day, it's still F the Broncos.
F the Broncos. I agree.
F the Broncos. F the Broncos. F the Broncos.
They're going to be a good team, though.
Hey, maybe it's Bo Nix who gets the sophomore slump.
You can only hope, right? And then see if Jared Stidham.
I actually like Bo Nix, okay?
We both do.
I like Bo Nix. I just hate Denver.
Hey, Alex.
What?
Let's ride.
Get out. That's your one and last time this year. We're done. Russell Wilson's in New Jersey. All right, he's far from Denver. Tennessee sucks so bad, though. I know. I picked the Broncos. Okay, like I did it. I didn't want to, but I did it. All right, so.
Hey, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I didn't even want to do it. I hated that so much. Okay, moving on to the next. This one was actually kind of hard for me. We've got a division rival, the 49ers, heading to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I believe the Niners are a lot healthier than they finished the season, but they also lost a lot. And Seattle is just an interesting team. Is that Pikachu? Yes, it is. I went back and forth on this one. Ultimately, I settled that I think San Francisco is going to bounce back from last year. So I took the road team, but this was one of those picks that I didn't really feel that good about. Because the matchups between Seattle and San Fran are usually pretty tough matchups. Like they play each other really hard, and we don't know what's going to happen. So I took San Fran because that's what I felt comfortable with. But I don't know. I don't feel good about this one.
I don't feel good either way. San Francisco lost a lot on defense. They lost a lot of experience.
They lost it all to Denver.
They lost almost all of it to Denver. They also, they lost. I think losing.
See, this is where I was torn. Is I don't know what the defense in San Francisco is going to look like.
Right, and just let's keep it on the just trying to analyze and figure it out. San Francisco the reason why I picked Seattle in this game, which I did pick Seattle, is because San Francisco's offense is really lacking at the wide receiver position right now. There's a lot of injuries. They had to go out and pick up some new folks. They don't have a real true number one receiver right now. We don't know how good Christian McCaffrey is going to be for the whole game because he didn't play much of a season last year. And
curse.
And here's the thing is that, they just gave Brock Purdy that contract and a lot of quarterbacks, once they get that big contract, they slack off a little bit. Their offensive line is another year older, and we don't know a lot about this Seahawks team. What we do know is that Sam Darnold rejuvenated his career last year, got a contract. We know that Cooper Kupp can help a quarterback that's struggling because he's a great target. The wide receiver room looks a lot different, but they still got Jackson Smith and Jigba. They got Zach Charbonnet to run the ball. Kenneth Walker, that's a good 1-2 punch. I like Jake Bobo. DeMarcus Lawrence plays.
You do like Jake Bobo?
I do like Jake Bobo. I think there's a lot of really good pieces here. And let's just not forget that their head coach was a really good DC in Baltimore, and he's building that defense the way he wants it. I think Brock Purdy's going to struggle. Give me the Seahawks at home. Please let them beat the Niners because I just want to see that happen.
Yeah, I was really close to picking Seattle in this one. I don't know. I feel strange about this game.
It doesn't feel like a very good game either way.
No, it doesn't feel like there's a right answer. I pick a tie because I don't know. Yeah, I think Seattle is the more equipped team right now.
Yeah, if I was to go back and make an argument the other way, I think Robert Zala makes San Francisco's defense better even without superstars.
I mean, I can't agree with you more on everything that you said about this game.
It's a fun one.
Especially about how much you love Jake Bobo.
I do like Jake Bobo. I can't help it. I think it's because I like saying Jake Bobo.
I think that's exactly why. Yeah, so that's a coin flip game to me. But moving on to the next, this one's really interesting. We've got the Detroit Lions heading to Green Bay. If this game was in Detroit, I would just say let's pick the Lions and move on. But this game's in Green Bay, so I had to sit and think about it for a while. And ultimately, the Lions will not be as strong as they were last year. Even their injuries caught up to them by the end of the season. But even with injuries, they played strong football 90% of the year. But they didn't lose their whole offensive line last year. And that's the difference in last year and this. And that's the big concern, I think. Because Jared Goff has been very proficient in Detroit, but when he's not being pressured. When he's being pressured, he goes from Jared Goff to Jared Goofy. And we're gonna see a lot of Jared Goofy this year and see if he can man up and, you know, be that guy, but he doesn't have the type of athleticism as some other guys under pressure have, like Joe and Josh and Lamar and these big name guys. I know he's made some big name plays, but I don't know. I'm really uncertain about them. I think the Packers, I don't even know if Micah Parsons is going to play in this game. I think he's trending to play, but I don't know that he does play. But even before the Micah Parsons trade, I was leaning towards Green Bay in this matchup. I'm pretty sure they lost to the Lions at home last year. And this is one of those games that they probably had circled in the offseason, making it a focal point. And so I think they're going to come ready to play with or without Micah. And I'm going to take Green Bay getting a week 1 win at home over the Lions.
I figured you were going there. I really did.
I mean, it's hard to bet against the Lions the last 2 years, and I don't really particularly like doing it either because I love so much of that team.
Yeah, so
but I really do feel like this is one game that they sat down and was like, we can't fuck around with this one.
So you're absolutely correct. And one part of that is that the Green Bay Packers went 1-5 last year in the North. They only won one game in the North, and that game was against Chicago, I believe. And they still made the playoffs with a really nice record, a very, very good football team. But Detroit has Aiden Hutchinson back, and he's 100%. That dude's ready to rock. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, the 1-2 punch in the backfield. Jamison Williams is getting better. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. God, there's just talent top to bottom. Their defense is good. Their offensive line is solid. And I think that Detroit this is their year to win. I like just about everything about them. I don't think losing their coordinators is going to hurt them as much. And I really think that it's that time. If Green Bay can win this game, I will probably say they're going to be a Super Bowl contender regardless. But I can't go away from the Lions just yet.
I was really torn on this. But I think they're going to bring that energy into Lambeau, and they're going to be ready for whatever tricks that guy on the other sidelines got up his sleeve because he's goofy. Talk about another guy. Him and Dan Quinn, same energy.
Yeah, they're like the same guy.
They're for sure bros. There's just no way they're not friends. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it might be a messy game, but yeah, Green Bay did suffer last year losing Jordan Love in Week 1, and they had a tough road last season. But I think they've gotten better. They did lose Kenny Clark, which does suck, but I think they'll be fine.
Watch this. If Micah Parsons does not play in this game and Kenny Clark was their primary run stopper for Green Bay last year, how many yards rushing is Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery going to have through the middle of that Green Bay defense?
Probably like 200.
And if they rush for anything over 100, that makes Jared Goff's day a lot easier because with no real pressure from the outside, Lucas Van Ness might be playing out there, and he's pretty good. But I just think that they're outclassed right now. Not saying by the end of the year it's going to go differently, but, man, I feel pretty good about this one.
I look forward to it for sure.
It is definitely going to be the game. And yes, sir, Robert.
Have you tried the Wednesday meal at Wendy's yet? I had Wendy's today, but no, I've not tried the Wednesday meal. It's Thursday, my guy. I don't eat Wendy's on Wednesdays. So. Which is a true statement. I don't eat Wendy's. I don't eat fast food during the week other than maybe Thursdays, which I did today. Moving on to the next, we've got the Houston Texans heading to LA to take on the Rams, and I believe Matthew Stafford will be good to go for this game. I'm gonna let you have your moment because I know how you get about the Rams. I didn't even go that much back and forth about this one. I'm taking the Rams at home. I think they're gonna be a good football team. I think they win their division this year, and I'm not gonna discredit the Texans at all. But even with the run game that they have, even with the receivers that they have, that defense that the Rams have, they've been building it since the Jared Goff era. And even with the loss of Aaron Donald, they've only continued to get better. And so I think it's going to be a struggle bus to travel in Week 1 anyway, but I'm going to take the Rams at home.
Yeah, 100% on board with that. And the main reason why I think CJ Stroud is poised to be one of the better quarterbacks again in the league, but he's still got injuries at wide receiver. I think they're going to have to start 2 rookies in wide receiver out there. And minus Joe Mixon in the running game, I feel like they're missing enough pieces on offense to make CJ Stroud's game a little tougher, right? I don't think it's going to be a representation of what the Houston Texans team is going to be this year. But Sean McVay can absolutely draft. He can absolutely put the right players in the right situations. And Kyron Williams is an end zone finding running back. And if Matthew Stafford is healthy, then I think we're into really, really good territory here. And I like the Rams for the whole season right now. I really think they're going to be a highly competitive team for the West.
Pizzle, my answer is 6. All right, moving on to the next. We get the Ravens at the Bills. Sunday night football. Bills Mafia's gonna be mad at me about this one. I don't even feel that bad about it. They let Pittsburgh come in there a few week 1s ago, and they were hot dog water and beat them at Orchard Park. So, give me the Ravens. I'll take them to cover the spread. It's probably not that big, but I just think they're the better team as a whole.
Yeah, you don't have to even go into much detail on it. I feel like the Ravens are a little salty. I feel like Buffalo is I think they've peaked. that's a good word for Buffalo. I think they've peaked. I don't think they can achieve much more than what they have done. I think Josh Allen can only will them to so many games. Um, and I feel like Lamar Jackson's best football might be ahead of him. Last year was his best statistical year. I think he went 41-4 for touchdowns to interceptions. That's incredible. And plus, having Derrick Henry in that backfield just made him a better quarterback. Uh, you got veterans like D Hop there to kind of help balance it out, likely, and Mark Andrews at tight end. And that defense is always top notch. There's so many good players there, and they're so well coached that I feel like they go on the road and get the W in Buffalo. And I know that a lot of people don't think that's going to happen, but mark my words, it's going to happen.
I'm really glad we're kind of on the same page with this one.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. I think Buffalo still will be stout. I still think Buffalo wins their division. I still think they end with double-digit wins this season. I don't know how many double-digit wins, whether it's 10 to however many, but I still think they're that team. But something just tells me Baltimore's just going to come smack them around a little bit. The Bills need some humbling. I think so too. And I don't even think this is a loss that you can that they're like, "Oh man, the Bills are bad." Like the Bills losing, one of these teams have to lose. Yeah, it could end in a tie, but this game's not going to end in a tie, let's be honest. One of these teams have to lose, and it doesn't speak on what kind of team either of them are if they do.
Yeah, I just feel like the Ravens have way more weapons. I mean, Josh Allen is a human weapon, right? He is going to do a lot of things. He's going to be the goal line back. James Cook's a really good running back. They just don't seem to have the weapons that the choices on offense that Baltimore does. And I think that Baltimore is going to be able to move the ball. Plus Buffalo had to go through some structure last year on their defense to get their numbers down, get their age down. They had to cut a lot of players loose that they may not have wanted to cut. They are injury prone, and you know what? I just feel like no matter how good a game Josh Allen has, I feel like Lamar and the Ravens are going to get the dub.
You think this would be the game we had the most to talk about, but I really don't have that much to say. Like, I could go on for days about, like the Raiders and Patriots game, but I don't have a lot to say about this one. I feel the way I do. Buffalo should be able to hold their ground at home. So if they get the win, kudos to them. I'm not going to be upset about who wins this game.
I'll be happy if Buffalo wins because that's a division loss for
that's a conference loss.
Yeah, a conference loss for the Ravens. I'm all about that.
I mean, my two biggest threats minus your team are these two teams. So whoever wins this game, I gotta root more against than the other. Right? Like, that's what it is for me. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm ready to watch that game. It won't be the most exciting game of the week. I already know it will not be the most exciting game of the week, but it's one of the ones I'm looking forward to because it's week 1 and this game has playoff implications. And so, yeah, all eyes on Josh and Lamar, and I just hope for a good game, honestly. Also, we will be in here Sunday night for that game.
Yes. Oh, calling it out early. That's nice.
Monday Night Football. So we go from Josh Allen and and Lamar Jackson to JJ McCarthy and Caleb Williams. It's like the transition from if the NFL played before college, like Saturday to Sunday. Like that's what this feels like. We're going, okay, the big dogs play Sunday night and the up and coming babies play on Monday. Listen, the Bears should win this game. It's at home. Caleb's actually played in the NFL already. JJ, this is his first career start. He's not a rookie, though. He is not a rookie, and so I can comfortably say I'm going to take the Vikings to get a win on the road. You're not gonna.
Yeah, so
You're not gonna.
listen to this. I am going to tell you this. This Minnesota Vikings team has managed to win 14 games last year with a quarterback that everybody thought was done. Did not think deserved a roster spot on most teams, was not considered for most teams. They go out there and win 14 games and still don't win their division, but they win 14 games. J.J. McCarthy was probably on pace to start last year, minus that torn meniscus. Now, one of the things that I think is the most valuable asset for a rookie quarterback is to sit back and learn. Albeit he had to heal, but he got a chance to learn the system. And this team is well coached. They play well. The top three teams in the NFC North are probably all really close to playoff teams, regardless of how the season goes. Caleb Williams, I still don't see superstar in him, and all the things that he said, talking about wearing a green jacket. He's got to win games first, and and you know what? You're taking another quarterback and putting him in another brand new system year two. He's set up to lose. He's set up for failure. And I think that the Minnesota Vikings definitely get the win on the road.
That's the one game out of all of them. Well, you saved it for the last one that you surprised me.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you said you were gonna be a little bit more critical on JJ.
I'm with
give the
Ringo.
home team credit.
I do think Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson should have him ready to play, but they have got to effectively run that ball. If that's the only way he's going to be effective, is if they run the ball very well. And I am just not so sure that they're going to be able to do that. And I like I said, Minnesota has, you know what, JJ may not have played, but he was on pace to start last year. Darnold wins 14 games as a has-been. I think
that's coach of the year.
I think McConnell's is that their coach McConnell. Kevin O'Connell is got the team ready to play. I think they're building towards success.
Dude, I'm with you.
I surprised you with Minnesota.
You did.
I thought if anything, I'd surprise you with Detroit.
No, it's not surprising picking a team that was as good as they were last year, as beat up as they were last year, to get a road win when they did it last year. That didn't surprise me at all. Minnesota. Yeah, that was the biggest show. Maybe let me look through all these games again real quick. I'm not surprised about the Ravens, the Rams, the Lions. I'm not even surprised about the Seahawks. The Jets, Cardinals, Patriots, Jags. I'm not surprised about any of them. The only one I'm surprised about is this one.
So it is 7:43. The Thursday night game is getting ready to start. If you have not signed up for the It's in the Blood Pick'ems on CBS Sports, the link is in the description. Get in there and get playing. Get your pick in at least for tonight's game, because since we've had an influx of new players this year, since we've got more people in the pool, we're up in the prizes. So I'm gonna pay a few spots. So we're gonna have gift cards. We haven't decided exactly how far down yet, but there's going to be a nice prize for first place. So it's going to be competitive. It's going to be free. Get in it. Sign up. See if you can test your knowledge against mine and Little Miss over here, and we'll have a blast. But you got to sign up every week. Even if you miss a week, you get the minimum score from whoever got last week, right? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah. And if you are not able to log in for a game or something, like if you miss Thursday night, if you message me or him before the game and say, hey, this is my pick, we'll be able to put a pick in if you miss it or something,
Yep. So be sure to get signed up. That's one of the best things about this channel right now, is that we've got a really good pick'ems going, and her and I are going to discuss a great prize for whoever wins.
Yeah, we got over 35 in this year that have already submitted a schedule. 35 that submitted So make sure there's a few of you. I think everybody in this chat might already be in. I'm looking to see. I'm going to send out one more email saying, hey, hurry up. I'm going to send that out right now. Message. But yeah, everybody, make sure you get in. We're going to have fun this year. I ain't getting beat this year, but I say that every year.
The defending champ was in here. Robert won last year.
I can't believe that guy won. I can't believe it. But this year's different. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be in here at least once a week. Till we can make sure we get we'll keep tabs on who's winning, who's losing, who's doing what. And Chris, are you in the pool?
He's too good for it.
I mean, he thinks he's a genius, so. But yeah, everyone, Adam dropped the link. It's also in the description, and it's on our Facebook page. I don't have it on our Twitter because the link is too long for a Twitter.
He don't want to waste his time, Alex.
Well, then what are you doing here?
What are you doing here, wasting time?
What are you doing here then?
You know what? He just doesn't want to get beat by one of us. That's what it boils down to.
He's scared to
lose. He doesn't want
to
have to tuck his tail and say that we're better.
He's scared to lose to a girl. That's all it is. But everybody, we're going to hop off here. Get ready for some Thursday night football. We will not be streaming the game, but if you do want to hang out with one of us, Papa Blood will be live in roughly an hour over on his Ohio River History channel. If someone wants to drop the link to that, they can. If not, just type in Ohio River History. It'll show up, I promise. Hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la bye-bye. Pizzle, good to see you, my dog.
Pizzle, safe travels. He said he's going to that Arizona Saints game. So, safe travels, have fun. And if we don't see you guys, we'll see you Sunday night for sure. Also, I think the link to the Discord is still good and still in there. I'm going to try to be active in the Discord this season. If anybody wants to stop in there and talk, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or stupid things you want to say to me, I'm going to do my best to be vigilant and check in on there. There's the Discord. Thank you, Adam. Alex streaming solo. No, we're not streaming Thursday Night Football because nobody wants to watch the Cowboys. He's got his pre-planned stream, so that's what he's doing. And I'm just gonna be preparing myself for this upcoming season. I like to say that I'm not salty about the Super Bowl, and I'm really not, but I really hate the Eagles, and I just don't want our first stream of the year to be us talking about the Eagles for 3.5 hours. I'm not ready for that. All right. Maybe if I can talk him into it, we'll see. We'll see if I can talk him into it. Maybe we'll stream tomorrow night the Chiefs versus Chargers game.
I can do that.
Don't say that. I say we'll see. You can't say I can do that because that makes it a yes when I already said we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Thank you. Y'all are playing for second place? Okay. No. I am ready. I picked Denver in week 1. I am ready.
Yeah,
I'm not messing around this year. I'm telling you guys right now.
She's not messing around. She's going to do better than 14th.
That is so rude. All right, we're signing off. We love you guys. Make sure you check out the pick'ems. And also, if you're interested, there is the Discord. Thank you so much, Adam. Appreciate you guys. I probably will not be live for anything tonight. But we will see about tomorrow. and we'll see. We're still working out the kinks on our new schedule for in here. So, we'll keep you guys updated as often as we know. But the next for sure stream will be Sunday Night Football, Baltimore at Bills. We love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the Cowboys heading to Philadelphia as much as all of us will too. Go say hi to him on Ohio River History. You got any last words?
Who day, baby, who day.
All right, that's more than appropriate. Okay. I don't know what you were gonna say.
You want me to say, let's ride?
All right, we're done. See you guys on the next one. Happy football. Love you, and goodbye.